Well, hello there, listener. My name is Matthew Renfro, host of The Fro Show, and you're listening to another great Four-Eyed Radio product. For more shows, check out foureyedradio.com.
What's up, Warlocks? Welcome to your new episode of The Warpod, brought to you by Razor's Edge System Technologies and Entertainment Incorporated, in association with the BS Podcasting Network, the Houston Nerdcasting Collective, and the Four-Eyed Radio Network. Is my co-host, Zach Nanimus, and my other co-host, Johnny Dim. And tonight, we are going to be talking to you about Pokemon Direct, Gods of Egypt, and why this movie blows. We will follow that up with a discussion on the Iron Fist controversy. And we'll briefly mention the PlayStation Power Glove and then finish with a top 3 Oscar choice.
But Terry, wait. It can't be a top 3. There's too many categories.
That's true, and that's why we're going to have a, what do you call it?
Extravaganza.
A draft. I can remember the word for it. Thank you. We're going to have a draft and see just how... Now, by the way, we are recording this on the Sunday of the Oscar nomination. So when you hear this on Tuesday, you will hear how right or wrong...
Because everybody watches the Oscars.
Yeah. And everyone listens to the Warpod, because you guys rock.
Including your grandma.
You know who else rocks? Chris Rock, host of the Oscars this year.
Hey, look at that.
I'm with it. I know what's going on. I know that they last minute picked a black entertainer to be part of the Oscars because of the controversy.
There is no controversy. Controversy is a fake word. It sells media tickets, because that's how the media work.
So, before we start this fantastic podcast for you guys, I would like to mention some slightly unfortunate news. Due to some issues between Mr. Danforth and Zach Nanimus, this will be Zach Nanimus' last episode. So we're going to take this time to just celebrate the time that we've had with Zach.
That's news to me.
Wait,
oh, you didn't? Yeah.
When was this decided?
I sent you an email.
Okay, on the internet?
Yeah, I think it was a Facebook message.
I don't really use the internet.
Oh, yeah.
So,
you should probably check that, man. I sent it to you a couple days ago.
Okay, is there an appeals process, or
not exactly. I mean, you could probably try to talk to Mr. Danforth, but I don't think he's gonna care.
I guess it was nice doing the show with you, Zach.
It was a good run.
Yeah, so I guess I'll...
So you almost...
Yeah, so, you know what, but you know, let's not make this a sad thing. Let's just... Okay. Hey, let's just make this one heck of a war pod. What do you say, guys? What do you say, America? You ready for this? Zach Nanimus' last war pod. Yeah!
I guess.
Celebrating the times.
This is Zach Nanimus signing off.
At the end of the episode.
At the end of the episode.
I gotta do a whole nother episode?
Yeah. I mean, it's contract.
It's almost not worth it.
Stick it out. It'll be fine.
I mean, the fines are going to be pretty heavy.
Oh.
You'll never find me.
He has his ways.
We all know where you live.
Right!
So, we're going to continue on, and first thing we'll talk about is Pokemon Direct.
Pokemon Direct!
Zach, tell us your thoughts. Pokemon Direct. Go.
Pokemon Direct is
Direct to your bum. I'm sorry.
You know, I don't know why it's getting this big release. It's like, okay, we're getting the new Pokemon games, and for those of you who don't know, Pokemon, basically what they're doing is they've re-released Red and Blue, which I learned today was Red and Green in Japan.
Yes, originally. Yes.
Any particular reason why the localization made it Red and Blue? Does anybody know?
No,
I can't tell you.
Was it for America and by extension Britain?
Yes.
And by extension France?
Sorry.
All the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming,
and the rocket's red glare was bursting in air.
We're not going to do any better than that.
No, that was great.
Yeah. we should cut it right there.
But yeah, no, I can't remember it. And Pokemon came out in '96, but Red and Blue wasn't released in America until '98, if I remember right.
By the way, Zach, you started that off by saying why you're asking why they were doing it. It's because it's 20 years of
20 years, everybody. Pokemon has been
No,
around.
I get the 20-year thing's an interesting thing to celebrate, but like basically what they're doing is they're re-releasing Red and Blue, and so that you'll have Red and Blue Pokemon from the original game on an internet capable device.
And this
Wi-Fi
is and this
device.
is because if you haven't heard any other news about Pokemon, they're releasing 2 new games this year: Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon. I don't think they've really released much information on these games, but this is pretty exciting for avid Pokemon fans. New games came out. It's been 2 years since the last release, since X and Y, White and Black.
Yes,
Purple
the
and orange.
the last
Purple and
ones were
orange.
X and Y.
Okay.
I believe. But yeah, because that's the one that Jay doesn't have. Jay's a really big Poke fan.
Yeah.
She actually bought both the re-releases of Red and Blue, and then when she learned that she could only download them to a 3DS, she got another 3DS so that we'd be able to play together.
Wow, that is.
So you're going to be able to get all your classic Pokemon from a classic game onto the latest system. Yeah, and that's the joke. Like that's pretty much it. And so it's like this big Pokemon Direct thing. They released a very nice video. I'll give them that. But other than that, this is just them trying to, as Johnny was talking about earlier, just trying to really punch that Chinese mark.
Yep.
I guess there's still some hard feelings after World War II.
Right, yeah, because they had this big announcement that went along with it about the
About
language.
the invasion of China?
Yeah, it's big news. No, they had the language. Like when you buy a copy of any of these games now, you automatically it'll ask you when you start the game what language you want to play the game in.
Right.
And there's like 8 or so different languages.
8 including
They had
the 2
traditional-
variants of Chinese.
Yeah, traditional and simple is what they called them. Now, here's my thing about this whole Pokemon. I feel like it wasn't a whole lot of news I really cared about. What would have changed that is if they had information about Pokemon Go in this announcement.
Sure. I'll take this.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't. Maybe it's still work in progress on that. Pokemon
Yeah,
Go.
it probably still is.
So.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was a little surprised to not see that, but who knows? Maybe they're the reasons.
There was this other thing. There was actually a third game released with this whole thing. Pokemon Yellow.
Yeah.
Was that important to people?
Some people, yeah.
Was it a standalone?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, well, it was a quick follow-up to
I thought it was-
the Red and Green, but it allowed you to have Pikachu right from the start.
It was a quick cash-in on the popularity of the show.
That's right.
And
I remember that.
Pikachu to be, yeah.
That's right.
It also started the nonsense of you getting to have a Pokemon that follows you all the time, which that can sometimes be Onix. And Onix is
really big.
I would say about 30 feet tall. And
But now, in Yellow, don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure you could have access to more Pokemon in that game. Like, because in the other ones, if you picked Charizard, you couldn't get a Bulbasaur or a Squirtle. But I think in Yellow, you had...
I mean Charmander.
Yeah, Charmander.
If you pick Charmander.
Charizard. It's
well,
the
the whole
same.
point is that you
It's not
got
the same.
It's the same.
It's not the same.
It's the same.
It's the same.
In my game, I got a Charizard from the start.
That's weird.
It's awesome.
You cheated.
The whole thing with that was that you were supposed to trade. So I always assumed that Pokemon Yellow had you had the blue list and then you had the red list, and they chopped both lists in half and put them into Yellow, so that you'd have to go to every game.
No, I can't remember. We could probably look it up, but
But
We're not going to do that.
who's got that kind of time?
who's not got that kind of time? Time is money, folks.
Yeah, but Johnny's right. It's cool that a new game's coming out, but as far as this being a big, I don't know. For this to have been a big 20-year celebration for me, I would have wanted maybe some 3D releases.
You mean
Yeah.
for the 3DS?
I'm talking about Pokemon Red 3D.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, with all the updated hoopsy whoops and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You get to run around in 3D, but it's all.
Oh,
the
that would
game.
that would be pretty impressive.
Virtual reality, bro.
I actually started playing it last night. That game does not hold your hand.
Which
Which
game?
one?
Pokemon Blue, and by extension Pokemon Red. It kind of just says, "Hey, you're on an adventure."
Yeah,
and
and
if
you
you
just
don't
go.
go have that adventure, you're not.
Yeah,
gonna
you
progress in the
gotta
game.
talk to people. You gotta do stuff. Yeah.
It stands in stark contrast to the newer Pokemon games that are
Really?
very specific. About
I haven't played a new Pokemon game since Ruby.
really.
Yeah, that might be the last one I played on the SP? PS?
Yeah.
P.
I think the last Pokemon game I spent any significant time playing was Pokemon Snap.
For the 64? Mm-hmm. That was 3 weeks ago.
No, I played that, and I played in a tournament many years ago. It was at Pokemon Stadium for 64.
Mm-hmm.
I actually got third place in a tournament.
They did a Wii version of that, didn't they? Pokemon Stadium?
No.
Or an
I don't
or
know.
GameCube, maybe?
But they're doing a Wii U version called
Hey.
Pokken Tournament.
Fight to the death.
Yeah, it's just a fighting game with Pokemon.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that, actually.
That'd be pretty awesome.
That should
Mortal
have been part
Kombat.
That should have been in there, too.
Yeah.
Pokemon Go and Poké Tournament, whatever you just
Uh-huh.
said, should have been there.
You say Polka Tournament?
Polka.
Yeah. That's what they do, right? They do the polka stuff with the accordions.
With the accordions and the beer and the
Lederhosen.
And
National-
the Weird Owl.
and the national fascism.
Yeah. So there you go, America.
Interesting side note: have you ever noticed the similarities between polka and Tejano?
That's because there was a German influence in Mexico.
Very much so.
Yeah, they moved there.
This is the kind of biting crap that you're not going to get on what is it? Eyewitness News, Charlie Rose.
BBC
Charlie
Network.
Rose doesn't know anything about polka, and honestly, fans of his show should boycott.
Yeah, I agree.
Overall, I'm just excited that Pokemon's on my DS. That was just a fun thing. It was weird for me because it is shown in gray, which I have never played that game in gray.
Mm-hmm.
Because I started playing that game on
the
Game Boy
color? Oh, yeah.
and you can
Yeah.
actually change the palette.
Uh-huh.
What else are we talking about? I'm done with this.
Okay, so yeah, that's what we got for Pokemon. The next up on the agenda would be the Gods of Egypt film. If you haven't been following film at all,
Or
America,
Africa.
or anything, there's a film about Egypt mythology.
I don't know. It just seemed like a mess.
Where Gerard Butler and
Some guy with an eye patch.
yeah, what's his name
Oh,
in Game of
okay.
Thrones? Lannister.
Tyrion,
Tell us your own
Lannister and Leonidas duke it out.
It's Tyrion.
As Transformers style.
Tyrion Lannister.
He was not Tyrion Lannister.
It's like 3 feet tall.
That would be ridiculous. the
I've seen
older
him in action
Lannister.
roles.
Yeah.
Elf.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
true. That's true. Anyway, so Gods of Egypt does not show promise. Johnny Dim,
It sucks.
What are your thoughts?
I have not seen it, but it sucks. I saw the trailer twice. It sucks. It's a mess. It's a CGI mess. Quit talking over me.
Best. Zach, any thoughts?
That's all that you got, John.
I mean, yeah, pretty much. It looks awful. It looks like it's a CGI mess. It looks like what was it? Wrath of the Titans and all those movies.
Oh yeah,
like it's like the same
similar
bullshit.
vein, but
Yeah.
more colorful. It's like Wrath of the Titans meets Transformers.
in the desert.
Yeah.
I guess the reason that I kind of wanted to talk about this was that I kind of want to frame why we're talking about it is that if you didn't go see that movie but have already judged it, that's okay, so did we.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
We're not going to go see the movie. I have absolutely no interest in seeing the movie. It might be great, but nothing about its marketing or its artistic direction has suggested to me that it's going to be anything more than like imagine if Dollar General tried to make Gladiator. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're going to get the key, they're going to get the touchstones right. But they're going to cut corners that would otherwise bring it up to the level of something that's good. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And this CG is part of it, but it looks good. The CG does not look bad. Mm-hmm. It's just somehow weirdly out of place, and I can't crystallize that thought right now. But I don't know. What's a good example of a movie that had great CG, but you hated the CG?
That's a good question. A movie with great CG that you just could not get into.
Man of Steel.
Okay.
With like the big
Yeah.
big India destroying robot.
Uh-huh.
And it was just really fast paced and cluttered, and I don't know. Well, even then, that's in contrast to what I see here because it all looks really well polished and organized. But you can tell from the get go that this is going to be.
I got one.
What do you got?
Transformers 3.
Transformers 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Almost
correct.
fell asleep during that movie.
That's because it's 5 hours long.
Yeah.
You need a nap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, you can't say that the CGI wasn't well done, but it's just, I don't know, too much.
No, yeah, it was very well done, but it's like, but even if it's well done, if you know it's CG, for some time that takes a lot out of the believability of it, and that just kills it for me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just waiting for these long-ass fight battles stuff.
Fight battles!
To be over.
It's time for a fight battle.
But that's what I felt like in that movie. I don't even think I finished it. I got so bored with that movie that they're Transformers 3.
Yeah.
So I just got bored to tears because it just takes a lot. Even in now, I know the risk I'm taking in saying this, but even in Avengers, the first Avengers, when the alien invasion at the end of the movie, like some of that took out. It was very similar. The way they had the big snake monster or whatever that was that came through the portal. That was very similar to what they did in Transformers 3, and that kind of kills it for me too.
Huh.
Even though that's a great movie, that's one of my least favorite parts.
Sure.
Fair enough.
And the other thing about it is that it's pretty transparent, like what's going to be going on in this movie, even though I know none of the details, but I'm pretty sure that set is going to be causing some trouble for people, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
It's going to be, a family affair where there's one bad apple son and there's no redemption involved, and just it's not going to take any risks, and it's going to try to be a good movie because of its scale,
Yeah.
not because of the content of that scale.
And you're going to see a lot of the humans. I guess I don't know. Are they gods? Are they humans? Whatever. They're humanoids. They're going to be a lot. You can see a lot of them running away from a big
Set
CGI
piece.
monster in the
Yeah,
back.
big set piece.
I actually don't expect that.
I've seen it once already in the
Oh,
trailer.
really? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So
present.
you're going to see something. You're going to see a human in the foreground, a humanoid, with something big and crazy with the CGI going in the background.
I almost want to watch the movie now to see if we're wrong.
Actually, that might be a good practice. I mean, we probably should do that.
Now we have to go. See, this is why we shouldn't do the Warpod.
Yeah.
This is why I'm glad I'm leaving, because now I gotta watch Prince of Egypt.
I was going to say, you're not doing the Warpod anymore.
Yeah.
So.
And I think another issue that has come up with this movie is just the fact that it's a movie set in ancient Egypt. And
All white actors.
99% of the characters are white.
Yeah.
Okay, well, the Russell Crowe phenotype is extremely strong, so you will see that in every society.
Yeah, but he shouldn't have white skin necessarily if he's in Africa.
The Russell Crowe phenotype is everything that encompasses Russell Crowe.
Oh, right.
So we're talking about his musculature, his hair, his skin tone.
You're saying that? Oh, gotcha.
That's
Yeah.
absurd. That's not true.
Yeah.
Oh well, okay.
This is part of the reason you're leaving the Warpod too.
Why?
Did you make shit up?
Blatant inaccuracies. Yeah.
Hold on, wait. Well, okay. Well, we're familiar with phenotypes.
Okay.
We are.
Not really.
No. Okay. Well, so for everybody at home,
Prepare yourself, America.
the genetic phenotype is it's different from the genotype. The genotype is how the code is written in ourselves,
Right.
And the phenotype is the visible result. So the Russell Crowe genetic markers always produce a Russell Crowe phenotype, which has been around since the dawn of time. Mm-hmm. So I don't know where you guys missed the boat, honestly, but there it is.
100% not true.
Anyway.
Okay, but the other thing is like this is kind of like an old. It's weird to say. It's like a tradition that if you make a movie set in Egypt, you need a bunch of British actors.
It's true.
Yeah,
It's true.
or at least one Yul Brynner.
So speaking of white guys being cast in movie roles, it's not necessarily movie, but acting roles.
Yes.
There's been a little bit of controversy with recent casting of Iron Fist for the new Netflix Iron Fist show.
They're getting Daniel Day-Lewis.
Right.
That would be awesome.
Actually,
now,
what's his name? We should probably know his name.
Something Finn.
Just keep talking.
Now, while you look it up, so for those of you who don't know America, Iron Fist is a character, comic book character, and the person who is Iron Fist, his name is Danny Rand.
That's the character's name.
That's the character's name. Yeah, Iron Fist is his alias. And he is a white kid, born to a wealthy family, kind of Oliver Queen style. And his father had discovered a magical island, if I remember right.
Yes.
And so he goes to the magical island. I don't know. It's like their summer home or
It's
something.
the island of Kunlun.
Yeah. So and the end result of this is he magically develops ninja powers, very martial arts prowess.
Well, he has to learn them. It's just a special martial art that's taught on the island. Yeah.
So, and there's a lot of controversy about this because a lot of people wanted an Asian to be cast as Danny Rand.
His name is Finn Jones.
Finn Jones. That's my cousin.
How did you not
He's my cousin.
remember that his last name was Jones?
Well,
you had his first name already.
I thought he got married.
Okay.
And you took her name, kind of thing. You know.
That happens on Kunlun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Very
Finn Jones
progressive.
is being cast as Danny Rand. Very white guy.
Particularly
And
white.
now there's an apparent controversy and backlash from people because they cast a white character with a white guy.
Some people, I'd say.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's a massive
niche.
controversy, but it's there. It's present.
Okay, so it's actually a thing nowadays. I mean, this is not a new thing in Hollywood now. But it's fairly new that people are out. There's a lot of outcry. Even it goes back to the Oscar thing too that we'll talk about later. But people are talking about how there's not enough black actors, not enough Asian or Mexican actors that are nominated for things. And it also goes with just TVs and movies across the board. People feel like it's mostly white actors, and it is. I mean, the stats will show you that they are. Now, the case for people saying that this should be an Asian actor is that with the Defenders, which includes Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and Daredevil, is that you have a white guy, a black guy, and a white woman. People are assuming, since to round out the diversity tree, that they need an Asian guy.
Okay, let's not beat around the bush here. They are also calling for an Asian guy because it's a kung fu superhero.
That's also true.
Also true.
In and of itself is kind of
a racist thought. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little racist.
Yeah.
That's a little racist. So we wanted to bring this up because, like most rationally thinking people, I think on the internet, which I think are outnumbered, but a lot of people are saying this is not a controversy because you're getting a white guy to play a white character. There is no controversy there. The controversy is that people want to make a controversy out of it.
Yes.
I think
Now,
that's
and
mostly
we're
what
not
it
going to
is.
deny that there is an issue with whitewashing in Hollywood.
Obviously,
right?
we just talked about it in
Yeah.
Gods
I
of
mean,
Egypt.
yeah. It's literally, there's a movie out right now, Gods of Egypt, that is following along the same suit as movies have been taken for the last 50, 70 years of casting white people in. There was a Moses movie last year with Christian Bale.
Yeah.
Oh, that right there should show you,
Yeah.
So we're not denying that there is, in fact, an issue with whitewashing in Hollywood.
And we understand that we're three white guys talking about defending a white guy
Yes.
getting cast in a white guy role.
But at the same time, it would be to take a character who is predominantly, he has been Caucasian, and then to change him to an Asian character is fine. I mean, we've seen movies recently. Nick Fury, they changed him black in the comics and they changed him. That's fine. It's fine. But to get angry and to make it a controversy because they decided not to change the character, it would be like getting mad because they didn't turn Storm Asian. Her character is black.
Yeah, we're saying.
Also, why wasn't Storm in Kings of Egypt or Gods of Egypt? Honestly,
that she should have been.
yeah.
That would have been awesome.
She's from Africa.
Right?
So, I guess here at the Warpod, we just want to say, chill, people. Just chill.
You know what I'd be fine with? This is like they've done. Is it racist to say palette swaps?
A don't think so.
They've done ethnic recasts for stuff like this in the Marvel Universe before. They did it with Nick Fury.
Yeah.
And
Johnny Storm.
And they also did it with Spider-Man for a time. But what I think they did with Spider-Man was smart. Is they said, okay, this isn't Peter Parker. Okay, we can add diversity, without necessarily having to change the stories.
Yeah.
Danny Rand was not born to be the Iron Fist. They could have just brought in a new Asian character, and that would not have bothered me the least, because everything about Danny Rand is the stuff that I find least interesting about that character.
Sure.
And I honestly don't care. He was obviously written specifically so that his real life didn't matter, because he has so much money that he can just do whatever he wants and be a kung fu superhero.
Right.
Other people, they have to work for a living.
That being said, I would feel. I'll go back to my original premise. It's a little. It's a big. Martial arts in Asian Americans, that's like a big stereotype, and I don't find it insensitive. But if your whole problem with this thing is sensitivity, you need to analyze the thought that you have to have an Asian doing martial arts, because that in and of itself is a little close-minded.
Yeah, and that there's a history with that. I mean, it was back.
Why not an Italian?
Right. No, I was going to say, even with Asian Americans, there was a history back when the Asians were always bad guys, and that was something that Bruce Lee tried to break.
Yes,
but he was still. And he was very good at it about kind of trying to break that stereotype. But even so, the only way he could do it is he had to be doing martial arts. I mean, we finally, I think we're shaking that. I mean, that's been shaken up the last few years. I mean, it's not an issue anymore. But I'm just saying, there's a history there.
One thing is that Bruce Lee was extremely good at it, and the other thing is that it was part of, and still is in many respects, part of the Asian cultural identity.
Right.
Lots of kids in China and Japan go into martial arts at the behest of their parents and stuff like that, out of reverence for tradition. And so Bruce Lee kind of wanted to be like the quintessential Chinese hero.
Right.
And part of that was Kung Fu.
Right. Yeah, there's history in that too. And what I think it's appropriate to go ahead and, since we're talking about Bruce Lee, and it was a fight for him, to change the image in Americans' minds about what these Chinese and Asian cultures were on the big screen. And there was actually there's a story I love to tell that where a lot of people know this already, but he was what was the Green Hornet's sidekick?
Kato.
Kato.
Yeah.
He was Kato. And they got into it. They did a crossover episode with Batman and Robin, and what they did was that, so Batman was fighting Green Hornet, so Robin, of course, was going to fight Kato, and so they're fighting, and Bruce Lee was determined, and he would not let Robin beat him in the script. Like, he did not want to see that. He didn't want to see. So they tied.
Is that how that ended?
Yeah, that's how they.
I know he trashed his dressing room when he learned about it.
Yeah, he was pissed. So, and because he's like, that's not going to happen.
Burt Ward, the man who played Robin,
yes,
did study martial arts.
Yeah.
I just want to throw that out there. And if we're going character to character, okay, he did train under Batman.
So yeah, I think that about wraps it up for our viewpoints on Iron Fist. Next up, let's discuss the PlayStation Power Glove, a new what's that called? Peripheral.
It's a glove.
A new peripheral.
It's called
for
a glove.
PlayStation VR.
No. So what happened was they filed for like a trademark or copyright, whatever they do, for the glove that's supposed to go with the new PlayStation VR. And I say new; it hasn't come out yet. I don't know if they've announced a release date.
Now he said ultra new deluxe.
Right, it's negative new.
It's so new you can't have it,
right,
and never will.
Nope.
Sorry, America.
So this glove is supposed to be peripheral supposed to go along with that, and it's actually supposed to help, so you can grab, things and stuff in the virtual space. And this is good. I mean, it's cool. I think they're going. I think the big interesting stuff about this is it's nice to have the glove, but HTC and Oculus Rift have already announced their price points right? Mm-hmm. So I'm constantly more curious about the price of these things now, because it was big news about those two other VR headsets. They're like a lot more money than people were hoping they'd be.
They're a lot more money than they need to be.
Yes.
I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
Because they were giving out dev kits.
And Sony's already said this is going to be priced like a new console. So that worries me. Now they're making a glove that's going to have a lot of technology in it. And I'm like, okay, so how much more is it going to be for the damn glove?
Okay, the thing about the glove thing is that if they're doing the things, if they can get close to what they want out of it, it'll be worth it.
Yeah.
Can they get that close? No. I'll tell you why. Because Nintendo has proven to us that in order to make a video game technology work, you need third-party support. Okay?
Right.
The guys who are making the guys who are making your Halos and your Calls of Duty and
You said duty.
yeah, they're not making your game systems. You know, so if you're asking somebody to program for a glove, you know, they're either going to ignore it or it's going to be very basic. Because it's not something that's in the wheelhouse of most video. That burp brought to you by Ashley Madison. Ashley Madison. Shh.
I don't know if that website is still around anymore.
No, it is.
Oh.
There's just a lot of people left it.
They got hacked.
Yeah. There's some I think there's some suicides that came out of that.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of that game show. Yeah, I think it was called like the Hot Seat or Lie Detector or something.
Yeah.
And like
that was short-lived.
Yeah, because like the only episode I saw of the 3 in the first season, they were like, they blindsided this guy. He's like, "Are you hesitant to have children with your current wife because you are not convinced that she is your life partner?"
Yeah, it was some heavy-hitting shit in that show.
Yeah. And guess what? He lied. So yeah, that was not. They were not kind.
Yeah, that's rough.
I wouldn't be surprised they canceled it because there were suicides in that.
No, but the thing is that you're gonna be asking people to program stuff that's a brand new technology to them, and they want this stuff to be to have such a finite sensor readout that you'll be able to program for individual fingers,
right?
And then individual knuckles on those individual fingers. And they also are thinking about haptic responses, where you'll be able to touch something and the glove will actually make a pressure against you. So it's like, I can feel it in my hand, you know. And plus rumble technology, which isn't new, but you know, it's just one more layer
thing
on
that
this
they got to put inside this glove.
Crap cake of coating, and you're gonna get.
Are you afraid that they're gonna make a Michael J. Fox simulator?
It's already in the works. It's I can't make a single joke that I like.
Don't do it. Don't do it. That was horrible. We need to get into our Oscar talk.
So the thing that about wraps it up for our views on the PlayStation Power Glove, none of us really seem to care too much, except for maybe Johnny a little bit.
I care somewhat.
Tiny bit, if they execute it well.
Give me a pin.
Yeah. So, now we're going to move on to our pseudo top 3, which today's Oscar Buzz Fest
Buzzsaw
2016 will be kind of a draft. So, what Johnny Dim is going to do is he's going to pull up the nominees.
Now, I would like...
And
before we get started, I would like to say shout out to the radio station that also did this. As Johnny said he got the idea.
Yeah,
it is something similar. We modified it for us.
So what we're going to do is...
that was Sports Radio 610.
We're essentially going to take turns. And we're going to pick from 4 categories. Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor/Actress, we pick one, and then Best Supporting Actor/Actress. And that's one category where we pick either an actor or an actress, because they're basically the same, just different parts.
Yeah, they shouldn't be separated.
Yeah. So, and we're gonna pick until we essentially run out. So for Best Director, we're just gonna pick one. And then for the other 3 categories, we'll each pick 3. and we'll just keep going until we're down to nothing. Yeah. I'll take first dibs. Since Zach will be leaving us, I'll give him second shot, and then Johnny can round it off.
Okay.
So, for Best Director...
let's list them first.
Oh, yes. So, for Best Director, we have Adam McKay, George Miller, Alejandro Gonzalez Iñárritu.
Is that Birdman?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Lenny Abrahamson, and Tom McCarthy.
He didn't mispronounce it. He really is Abrahamson.
No, it's an interesting...
I think I'm going to pick George Miller on this one.
You douchebag.
Because I think Mad Max was a fantastic film.
Yeah. Yes, it was. Zach?
Of Adam McKay, Alejandro Iñárritu.
You stop right there. Quentin Tarantino.
He's not on there.
Oh.
You have to pick one of the things. That's the point of the game.
I've said my piece and I've counted to 3. Quentin Tarantino, and he's going to take Oscar Gold this year.
He's not even on the list.
Sure he is. For the Hateful Eight.
No.
Nope.
Not real. Not on there.
The Hateful Eight's
Come on, just pick it. Pick a thing.
I did!
There's
Quincy Jones.
Alejandro, it is. For you. It's the closest thing to Quincy Jones.
And, Johnny, who are you going to pick?
Fuck. I'm going to get Adam McKay.
Adam McKay. What did he direct?
I don't know. George Miller was the only one I knew.
Was that Mad Max?
Yep.
I saw part of Mad Max
it's
last
fantastic.
night.
Unfortunately, that one I think is going to take the cake.
What? You didn't like Mad Max?
No,
No, he's saying that he thinks George Miller will win the Oscar.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
But
next...
you said unfortunately.
Oh, look, there's a... Unfortunately, because Johnny didn't get it.
Yeah,
So, for Best Picture, there's actually only 8 choices.
Mm-hmm.
Which is fine. We'll just roll with it.
Yep.
So, for Best Picture, we have The Big Short, Bridge of Spies, Brooklyn, Mad Max Fury Road, The Martian, The Revenant, Room, and Spotlight. I think for my first choice... Oh, man. I actually haven't seen some of these. As much as I would like, I'll probably just go ahead and say... Which one was Brooklyn? Did you guys see Brooklyn?
Mm-mm.
Brooklyn, that was the movie about... there's a toxic chemical that 4 turtles were exposed to.
That
and they fought
true.
the Jets and the Sharks.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
They fought the Jets, the Sharks, and the Miami Dolphins.
Right.
The Revenant seems like Oscar bait, so I'll go ahead and pick The Revenant.
Yeah. That's such... that whole, the second, I would say 10 seconds into it, I was like, oh, this is Daniel Day-Lewis trying to buy an Oscar. What's his name? Leonardo DiCaprio?
Yeah, Leo.
Trying to buy an Oscar.
Yep.
Well, yeah, because he's due one.
Alright, so Johnny, which one do you think Zach will pick?
I already know what I'm going to pick.
Alright, what are you going to pick?
What?
Oh, Paul Blart 2.
So, which one do you think Zach will pick? Give him Spotlight. I don't know why. It just seems like...
I'm going to give him Bridge of Spies.
The movie with Tom Hanks?
Yeah.
I was right about that?
Yeah.
I don't know if this came across, but I'm crazy apathetic to Oscar movies.
I went ahead and picked Mad Max Fury Road because Terry took the best one. But now we get another shot.
Yes. So now we take another round.
Yeah. So, The Revenant, Mad Max Fury Road, and Bridge of Spies has been taken.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and pick Brooklyn. We'll give Zach The Room. Or Room. It's not The Room. I think that's a different movie. Which one do you pick?
I'll take The Big Short.
Okay. And then we'll just leave the other two on the plate. So, we do not feel that The Martian or Spotlight.
Oh, no, I want Martian.
Oh. So, we do not feel that The Big Short?
Martian was too cute for me.
Yeah, it wasn't. It's not Oscar worthy.
Yeah, whatever.
So,
next.
Actor and / actress. For males, we have Bryan Cranston, Matt Damon, Leo DiCaprio.
Bryan Cranston in what? Godzilla?
No, that would be awesome, though.
What was he in?
I don't know. Michael Fassbender and Eddie Redmayne. And then actress is Cate Blanchett, Brie Larson, Jennifer Lawrence, Charlotte Rampling, and Saoirse Ronan.
Yep.
You know what? I'm just gonna go crazy. I'm gonna say Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
Because I want him to get up there, get his Oscar, and just say Matt Damon, and then just walk away.
Yeah.
It'd be fantastic.
Keep dreaming. Zach?
David Duchovny.
Who's closest to David Duchovny?
I'm just gonna write David Duchovny.
Okay.
There we go.
I don't know how to spell it, so it's
David Duke of Knee. It's not his name, it's his title.
It's too late. I spelled it Dick Off Knee. Alright, and I'm gonna go ahead and grab Leo.
Yep. He's not gonna get it. Curse will go on.
Your next one.
Cate Blanchett.
She spells her name with a freaking C. That's weird.
Who wouldn't? It's Blanchett.
No, Kate.
Give Zach...
Kate is with a C.
Mario Lopez. Put me down for Mario Lopez.
Alright, Mario Lopez.
And you?
I feel like I have to pick a chick. Okay, I will grab Jennifer Lawrence.
And spaces between us. That is
and for my last choice...
Oh, no, that's right. We do 3. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'll give it to Michael Fassbender. He did that Jobs movie.
Zach.
Judy Garland.
Judy Garland.
No, Ellen Green.
I already wrote Judy down.
Okay, right, Judy Green.
Alright, Judy Green.
And it's Green with an E at the end.
Oh, gotcha. Alright, cool. Alright, I'll go ahead and take...
She was actually in a movie that Johnny and I watched last year.
What movie? Was it a Christopher Walken movie?
It was a Christopher Walken movie. It was...
For the segment, Walking Down Memory Lane.
It was the segment...
I'm bringing it back.
What was it? Hello from Rice Village or something?
Oh yeah.
No, it was Greenwich Village.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, she Ellen Green was in that movie. She was the love interest.
That's fantastic.
I don't know who she is, but I'm going to take Brie Larson.
You may remember her from Little Shop of Horrors.
Who was she? Audrey?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, now we go on to supporting actor / actress.
Audrey won. And so for actor, we have Christian Bale, Tom Hardy, Mark Ruffalo, Mark Rylance, and Sylvester Stallone. What?
'Cause I'm the mark on the Ruffalo.
I don't know what that means.
Guy on a Buffalo?
Oh, the guy in the Buffalo.
Guy on a Buffalo!
Oh my god, Guy on the Buffalo is amazing.
Carl showed me that when
So
a guy
good.
used to brew with.
For those of you who don't know at home, look up Guy on a Buffalo.
Guy on a Buffalo.
There's like 5 videos,
Yeah.
and they're all
It's a
fantastic.
series.
There used to be this a short-lived Western television show in the 70s called The Buffalo Rider. And it was like, after the first 5 seconds of watching an actor riding a buffalo, it is very clear why we do not ride buffaloes.
Yeah.
It's pretty fantastic. And then, so for the females, we have Jennifer Jason Leigh, Rooney Mara, Rachel McAdams, Alicia Vikander, and Kate Winslet. So, for supporting actor, I'm gonna go with Tom Hardy.
You son of a bitch.
Zach?
Angelica Houston.
Angelica Houston.
Tom Hardy. Who? Angelica Houston?
Yes. You may remember her from Street Fighter, the movie.
Was she really?
Yeah, she was Bison.
Oh. She's Bison.
Yeah.
She's bragging.
I'll just go ahead and take... Rachel McAdams.
Oh.
Was Rachel McAdams in the Muppet movies? No, that's Amy Adams.
That's Amy Adams.
Who's Rachel McAdams?
She was in The Notebook.
Next.
I'll do... put me down for Rooney Mara. Rooney Mara. Open invitation to Rooney Mara to come on and pronounce her name.
That's it. That's all we want her on for.
Chris O'Donnell.
Chris O'Donnell?
Yeah.
Of Batman and Robin fame.
This year he's being nominated for Three Musketeers.
And I will go with Sylvester Stallone.
Oh. And then for my... Who'd you pick so far? Okay, I'll go and take Mark Ruffalo.
Hold on. So, was the new Rocky movie good? Is that what?
Yeah.
Creed?
Yeah.
Creed. I heard his performance was actually fantastic. I have not seen it yet, though. Sylvester Stallone's performance.
Does he die?
Probably.
Because that was the best part of the original, is that Mickey died. So, I need him to die in that movie, please. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Third choice?
What's your pick?
Third choice, Judy Garland.
Alright.
And
I will take... Christian Bale. No! I'm going to take Kate Winslet.
oh, man.
Kate Winslet.
So there you go, America. By the time you hear this, you will have known how right or wrong we were.
Yeah. You're probably yelling at your podcast player or YouTube video player and being like, stop picking the bad ones, or they don't win, and then...
Why do you assume all of these things about our fans? They're great.
No, there's nothing wrong. I'm saying they're going to call us stupid, which is fine, because we probably are wrong.
But that's a mean thing to do, and our fans aren't mean.
You know what? I apologize. You're probably sitting there and you're like, that's too bad, guys, but better luck next time.
I'm going to take it one step further. You're probably sitting there doing volunteer work for orphans.
Damn it. You guys gotta one-up me.
You're probably sitting there donating a kidney.
So yeah, there you have it, America. That's our top 3-ish for the day. Before we wrap this up, Zach, would you like to give any final words to the Warlocks audience?
I guess one thing that I'd like to say is that I don't think you want to let go of the old Zachnanimus just yet. And I can actually tell you why. The branding. Here, take a look at this. Come with me.
We'll be right back.
Now, the reason you don't want to put the kibosh on old Zachnanimus just yet is because I bring the cheddar. And by cheddar, of course, I mean flavor-blasted goldfish, extra cheddar.
Really? Goldfish?
Yeah.
That's your go-to brand.
It's,
I mean, that's definitely not going to compete with Mountain Dew or Taco Bell. Make it your fourth meal.
okay, maybe it doesn't compare with Taco Bell, but while you're enjoying your fourth meal, I bet you're going to want to cozy up to Space Jam in theaters March 14th.
Space Jam? Didn't that movie come out in the 90s? And I don't think you can even be sponsored by the movie. Now do you know who you can be sponsored by? Tostitos goes well with the Taco Bell and your Mountain Dew. Do the do.
Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. He's sponsored by AMP, which is a Mountain Dew product.
I'm not leaving the
off, man.
Hey, calm down, guys. I really didn't want to reveal this episode, but you're kind of forcing me hand with this little thing you guys got going with the sponsors. But actually, nothing else matters. We're now sponsored by Disney.
Are you trying to show me up?
Disney.
This wasn't even about you, Johnny.
You know what? You're both fired.
Oh.
Which I guess means that on the next Warpod, it will be co-hosted by myself and Mr. Danforth himself, Edge of Blade. We'll see you then, America.
Goodbye, everybody.